All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today. We have another very interesting, very important topic to discuss here. So stick around for that, especially if you are someone that is seeking true love and happiness and you just haven't been able to make it happen. And that's one of the primary things I focus here on my YouTube channel and on my simulcasts, wherever they're at. Now, for the time being, they're on Facebook only. But before we get to all of that, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has. And let me also check out the back end of YouTube and make sure it's rolling smoothly. It is. Back end of Facebook looks well, and let me just check out the front end. Always have to check out the front end. There we are. In true love and make sure it's rolling smoothly. It is. It is. It's rolling quite well. And one more thing before we get down to business here. This YouTube channel and my simulcast on Facebook is being sponsored by my good longtime friend of over 10 years, Troy Brewer. He is a CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your branding and marketing needs, and even some great products that Troy offers from some of the most trusted professionals in the industry regarding your professional and personal lives, please consider checking out discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can find the link below the description, about a third of the way down on the YouTube side of things. If you're on Facebook, you can go to the top at the search bar and type in Discover Community Network. It'll redirect you over to their main business page. And from there, you can figure out how to connect with Troy. Or if you'd like for me to personally introduce you to Troy and you're serious and you're not playing games, because we don't play games here. We're here to help people that truly want help. Please email me. My email is in the description section on Facebook and YouTube. Go find Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com in the description and send me an email, and I'd be happy to do a three-way email intro between you, Troy, and myself. And I can even help you arrange a free, short, phone consultation with Troy that I can even join you on if that would make you feel more comfortable. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable is what Troy and I are all about. So with that being said, once again, thank you very much, Troy, for your continued sponsorship and patronage of my business, my brand on YouTube, Facebook, and anywhere else where you sponsor me. Lots of love from Coach Eli and the Coach Eli clan. All right. All right. Let's rock and roll. Let's get right to it, because at this point, I'm planning on doing a secondary stream today. I'm probably going to be doing a Walking with Purpose stream. I'm not sure what location I'll be doing it from, because there's something else I would like to discuss. I'm kind of contemplating between a couple of topics for the walking stream, but I think I'm going to end up going with, building a community and the importance of building a community for whatever it is you're trying to accomplish in life. So as I get towards the end of the show, I will probably make a final decision, and I'll let you folks know. We're probably going to be on here for about an hour to an hour and a half. It's not going to be a 3-hour show like yesterday, because we just have one specific aspect to discuss today, and that aspect will also redirect me over to Reddit to share some interesting feedback regarding this, because like I've been saying lately, I'm going to be focusing on what other people are saying within forums. In the past, I used to, look at what professional blog writers would write. And that was kind of helpful, right? But what's most helpful? Hearing from people in real life, hearing their experiences, comparing it to ours, and seeing what's really going on, rather than through the eyes of a professional blog writer that's getting paid to write blogs, right? Or writing blogs for some other type of purpose to try to get business or something, right? I guess to a certain extent, anyone that puts out content is trying to make business, but some people do it in a different way. For me, I like to get down to the thick of things, and I like to hear from actual people that are going through these experiences, not people just talking about, their thoughts about what's going on. So anyway, today's topic is, do women deliberately withhold intimacy, or is this a masculinity test? Pretty heavy topic, huh? One more time, do women deliberately withhold intimacy, or is this a masculinity test? Well, let me get to the YouTube chat here real quick, because there are a few people already here. Nothing happening on Facebook. We will periodically check on the Facebook side of things every so often. Lewis Fuller's in the house. Good afternoon, Eli, says Lewis. I just gave you a like and be back soon. Well, great to see you here, Lewis. And if you're back, I know you left that message before I went live. It'd be great to have you here, man. I actually spoke with your sister by phone earlier today, and we touched base. And I'm glad to hear that you, your sister, your mother, and your family are all doing quite well. So thank you so much for being here. Lewis, Queen Helen Casey's in the house. The Queen is here. You're good. She says, hello, Lewis. Harold's Random Videos. What's going on, bro? How you doing? He says, hey, man. Queen says, hello, Harold. Harold says, how are you doing? I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing well. It's so nice to be back on track, and so nice to be away from endless nonsensical drama. That was very distracting to my actual message. Harold says, hey, Helen. And really get down to business and focus helping people with what they're struggling with in regards to the ways this modern world has forced us to change a lot of the ways things were different in a natural way in the past. So doing quite well, bro. Doing quite well. Feel good. Been going out and taking my walks and hanging out with friends, family, talking with women, looking to find a good woman to date. There may be somebody that may actually get to that point with me soon. There's a woman I've been talking with recently, and I'm going to probably share part of our communication in regards to this topic as the show goes on, because it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. It's going to make a lot of sense regarding the topic. Do women deliberately withhold intimacy, or is this a masculinity test? So let me just preface before I get to the Reddit forum, which is titled, Withholding Sex from a Date Isn't About Getting Men to Act Right. It is about vetting out the F-boys. I'm just going to say F-boys. And if you don't know what an F-boy is, it's a weak or very, contemptible man, a man who has many casual sex partners, a man that pretty much doesn't respect or appreciate women for what they were naturally meant to be. Look at women as a commodity. Look at women as disposable sex partners, etc. All right, I paused, folks, because OBS disconnected me, and now they reconnected me. I went the entire show yesterday without one disconnect for 3 hours. Hopefully that's the only disconnect that happens. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Lots of changes happening at YouTube. Again, it's not my equipment. It's the YouTube live streaming server. Obviously, I went 3 hours yesterday without one disconnect. So it's definitely not my system. But yeah, I saw this article or this posting in the Purple Pill Debate subreddit on Reddit. And it got a lot of responses. And the person that wrote it wrote some interesting things, and I'm going to dissect it and share my thoughts about it. But before we get to that, let me just start off again by putting out my disclaimer. I love women. I don't hate anybody. Do I dislike certain things that are happening in the modern world that both men and women do? Absolutely. Have I been more focused on, the things I feel women are doing wrong or the way women are behaving in the modern world more so than men? Yes. Why? Because, women have been liberated and women are now empowered to do the same things that once only men were empowered to do. So it kind of seems like a lot of women are revolting and, they're just lashing out and saying, look at me, I'm just as good as you now, right? And that wasn't the purpose of Women's Lib. The purpose of Women's Lib wasn't to get women to come out and say, I am better than guys or I'm just as good as you now. It was created to just make things fair and equal, right? But a lot of women have taken it a bit too far. Also, a lot of women have found many ways to capitalize off of men, especially the beta males like I've been talking about, the beta mons, right? And this has changed the way that men behave. Men have started to behave with more feminine energy, and women, because they've been empowered and liberated and they're independent, they're starting to behave with more masculine dominant energy. And it's just throwing off the sexual polarity. It's throwing off relationship dynamics between men and women. So when we discuss topics like this, for guys that, are still interested in finding true love, romance, and happiness to live happily ever after with someone, I have to put out my disclaimer because at the end of the day, I love and appreciate women. But there are women out there that, are taking advantage of the way things are nowadays. And there are women that are just accepting and appreciating the rights they have. And they're still being fair and normal with men. And then there are those women that shame men. They shame masculinity. They call it toxic masculinity and all of that, right? So what my job here as a coach is to help men and women, better qualify, each other's prospects for dating by knowing what you want in advance, being straightforward, being direct, decisive, and honest, and seeing if things click off the bat rather than holding back, fearing that, that woman will stop talking to you if you're direct and you ask her a few things up front. Because eventually those things will come up 2 to 3 months down the road, which will end your relationship anyway. So why waste your time? Why not be direct and decisive? And if that woman you're talking with doesn't work, you can go on to another one that may be the right one. And that's what I've been doing, which has led me to a pretty decent woman I've been talking to for a couple of days now. She just seems like a wonderful, very respectful, sweet woman. She's 40 years old. She has a 20-year-old and a 10-year-old. She comes from a great family. Her family lives nearby where she lives. She has both her mother and father still. Lots of great positive things. She's very respectful. She communicates frequently by text. We talk by phone. She says please and thank you. I haven't heard a woman say please and thank you when first getting to know her in years. And when I hear that, I'm like, wow, this is a sweet woman. More so on the submissive side, but she's still a modern day woman. But she also has a lot of old school traditional values. And I found all that out about her by asking her questions and not being afraid to ask certain things. I even asked questions regarding intimacy, which I will get to as I further go into this topic. But, here's the thing. I've talked about this topic briefly throughout some other streams. Sometimes when you're talking about a topic, you go off on a tangent and you talk about other aspects. And I've done that before with this topic, but I wanted to dedicate a full show on this because when I've talked about this before in the past, I've received a lot of scrutiny, regarding, how soon is too soon to have sex with a woman. Do you eliminate a woman that doesn't sleep with you by the first, second, or third date? Maybe that's why you're single, dude, because you expect all of this. No, I don't expect anything from anybody. But the truth of the matter is that, the only way a romantic relationship is going to work is if there's a high level of sexual and overall attraction from both the man and the woman. So let me give you an example here, okay? In today's day and age, most of us, not all of us, are using online dating, especially because we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Things have gotten a lot better. But we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and most people, if not all people, are meeting people online, right? So what do I feel needs to happen in order for there to be a chance to have a great, long-lasting, everlasting relationship with somebody, right? Well, it starts from the moment that you see each other's profiles, right? When you look at an online dating profile, you're going to see pictures and you're going to see the written part, right? And what do most of us do? What's the first thing we look at? Harold's random video says, it depends on the woman, but I wait for a month. That's too long, brother, in my opinion. But you do you, bro. But I'll share what I feel works, and I'll also share why I also feel that waiting for a month, bro, is quite a long time. Now, again, not telling you what to do. You do you. If it's worked for you in the past and you find a good woman that way, then that's totally on you. And I believe, Harold, I can't remember where you're from. I think you're from another country. Maybe it's different in your country. But here in the U.S., especially in the San Francisco Bay Area where I live, women are very busy. They're getting lots of attention on these dating apps. They're talking to multiple guys at once. So how are you going to stand out? How are you going to stand out if you wait for a month to make a move and see if the woman wants to kiss you, be intimate with you, and she's also seen another guy initially, and that guy makes a move sooner and she likes that, then you're going to be probably instantly ghosted. I'm from Texas. Oh, okay, cool. Excuse me. Give me a second here. Oh, you're from Texas. Okay. So you live near Lewis Fuller's neck of the woods. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Eli, have you lost your marbles? What are you talking about? Have I lost my marbles, Queen? Be more specific on that. Be more specific on that, Queen. I have not lost my marbles. I'm just being honest. The modern world's a different place, right? So, when you look at an online dating profile, the first thing you see are the pictures. Because both the man and the woman need to have a sexual attraction, or else nothing else matters. That's just the way it goes. Okay. Nowadays, if there isn't 100% sexual attraction or pretty close to 90+%, a high level of sexual attraction to the pictures, the profile won't even be read. Why do you think they show pictures first? Why do you think on some apps they swipe left, swipe right, right? Okay. Harold has been a U.S. citizen this whole time. I'm sorry about that, Harold. For some reason, I thought you were from like the U.K. or somewhere. I believe we met Harold from the growth stream community, the past growth stream community, Queen. So both the man and the woman look at each other's pictures, and they can gauge the level of sexual attraction from those pictures. Now, another thing you have to worry about is how recent are those pictures. If those pictures are recent and there's a high level of sexual attraction, there's a good chance it's going to work out as long as whatever's written in the profile is decent enough. And then, one side reaches out to the other side typically first. On Bumble, it has to be the women once you match. On Match.com, it can be the man or the woman initiating a message, but it's typically the man on most sites, with the exception of Bumble, where women have to respond first, the man will typically send out the first message, right? Okay. So you send a message out, the woman responds. She's interested in getting to know you. She's seeing your pictures, and if she responds, you have to assume that she has a high level of sexual attraction towards your pictures, and she really likes what you wrote, right? Okay. Now, there are some women that'll have a mediocre level of sexual attraction, and they might like what you wrote, and so they're willing to give you a chance, but they're not feeling as strong of a connection as they would feel if they were completely sexually attracted to what they saw, right? And that's up to you as a guy to be able to gauge the level of interest a woman has in you. But again, at the end of the day, you can be the nicest, most decent guy in the world, dress nice, smell good, right? Okay. You can have your shit together. You make good money. You have a great family. Everything else could fall into place. And you could be everything else the woman wants. But if she doesn't feel a large rush or spark of sexual attraction to you, it's more than likely either not going to work out from the very beginning, or if it works out, it's going to end at some point, a few months down the road, maybe a year down the road. And at that point, a woman like that is not going to be as inclined to be intimate with you because she's not completely feeling that sexual attraction. She just likes everything else about you, and she's looking to see if those feelings are going to grow. Now, in some cases, it is possible. Okay, am I back? I think the live streaming server cut me off again. I don't know why some days it does good and other days it doesn't. Let me make sure I'm back on YouTube. Okay, am I back? All right, I'm back. I think the live stream. Yeah, it's not me, folks. Maybe I'm broadcasting at too high of a bit rate, and sometimes there's not enough server space. I don't know. Maybe next time I'll switch to the alternate server and see if that does better for me. There are two live streaming servers, the main one and the alternate one. So I'll probably try that out. But yeah, like I said, if there isn't a large spark of sexual attraction, it's either not going to work out from the very beginning, or if the woman gives you a chance, she's looking to see if that sexual attraction will grow because you have everything else besides that, right? So, but for me, honestly, I only focus on women that I can tell after a phone call or so have a large spark of sexual attraction. And there's a way you can find out by asking questions in a very subtle way to where you don't offend the woman. You don't get her to think that you have a one-track mind. You're just trying to get to know her. You're trying to gauge the level of attraction she has for you. And if you have a high level of attraction for her, you're trying to see if you're both at that same level. And then you have something to build off of, right? I hate to say we live in such a superficial world, but let's face it. Everybody wants to feel sexual attraction. Everyone wants to feel sexy and hot, right? And women want to feel that about their man. And attraction is not a choice, it's a must. Attraction is not a choice, it's a must, right? So if there's no choice for attraction, right, don't you want to find out as quickly as possible if that is there, right? So if you are getting to know a woman and you go on a few dates with her and she's withholding intimacy, right? Or she's not showing you any signs of affection, that's basically telling you she's not attracted to you at a high level. She probably has a very low level of attraction, and she's looking to see if her level of attraction, physical attraction, will grow for you over a few dates or so based on how the date goes. The truth of the matter is, attraction is not a choice, it's a must. Very rarely does it change where a woman's physical attraction level will go up. Sometimes it does, but usually it doesn't. Which is why I typically say, and same with other coaches like Coach Corey Wayne, they say, look, typically a woman that's into you is going to sleep with you by the second or third date. Sometimes it happens on the first date, right? Sometimes it can happen on the second or third date, but I'll be honest with you guys. If you're with a woman that you are romantically attracted to, you're looking for something romantic, and you're looking for someone that feels the same way about you, if the intimacy doesn't happen by the second or third date at the latest, it's not going to happen. That's your time to eject, right? And if she questions you why you don't want to see her again, just let her know that, hey, I'm just not feeling the attraction between us. Well, what do you mean? I thought you liked me. Well, yeah, but nothing's happening. Like, I'm not sensing that, you have romantic interest here, and I'm looking for something romantic. Well, I just want to take the time to get to know you. Well, if you felt it, you would have felt it by now. So I'm going to let you go and find someone else that you can connect better with. But hey, you know what? If your feelings grow and you change your mind down the road and you are ready to show some affection, give me a call if you change your mind. That's all. And you let her go, right? You don't want to waste your time. That's why, Harold, when you said, you wait out a month, that's too long nowadays, bro. Now, here's the thing, Harold. Going back to the days of traditionalism, that would have worked. When I was younger, I was more open to waiting longer before intimacy would happen. But the times were different back then. We didn't have the swipe left, swipe right culture on our smartphones. We didn't have the unlimited digital dating options now that we have nowadays, which is what I'm trying to say, right? So if you don't act quick and practically, I hate to say this, it's almost like you have to sell yourself to the woman without it coming off that way. If you don't act quick and show the woman that you're the best fit for her, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, okay, some other guy's going to beat you to it. And if some other guy gets through to her and is able to sleep with her and feel that connection with her, and she feels it with him, even if she's seeing you and you're waiting that month, she's going to ghost you, right? So why not get to the point quick and see if the connection is there, including physically? Instead of, waiting around to see if it's going to happen. And more than likely, if you're going to wait around, it's not going to happen. Some other guy will beat you to it, and then you just wasted a month of your time, right? The modern world is a different place. And here's the thing. In all of my past relationships, I'm telling you the truth, right? In all of my past relationships, whenever with any woman that I've dated for years, right? Something romantic happened on the first date. I'm not saying I slept with all of them on the first date. I didn't. Okay, a few I did, most by the second or third date at the latest, right? Typically by the second date at the latest, right? But with all of them, where it went somewhere, they showed me some sign of affection the first time we met. When I met my ex Dana, she grabbed my arm and locked her arm around mine. I didn't do it. I just showed up. And she ran up to me. She was smiling. She put her arm around mine, and we took a walk around the neighborhood. And I'm like, man, it doesn't get any easier. That's because the woman had a high level of attraction for me, a high level of sexual attraction, and she liked who I was, right? I didn't have to guess if she was into me. And then next thing you know, we go back to her car. We start making out for a little bit. I'm only sharing that because she's a good woman, a very respectful woman. But when a woman feels a high level of sexual attraction, she can't control herself to not show that to you. She's going to show it to you. She's going to just show you in some subtle way, right? By putting her arm around yours or holding your hand and being close to you. And when that happens, what she's telling you is that, hey, if you keep doing everything right, if you're a good dude and you keep making me feel this way, the next time we get together, if you're man enough to go for it, I want all of you, right? Now, a woman's not going to tell you, come over here and F me, big boy, the first time you're intimate. She's going to show you signs. She's going to show you subtle signs that she's interested. And as a man, you have to read those subtle signs. And if she shows you those signs and you hesitate, that's your one chance. She'll get turned off. She'll just feel like you're not into her, right? You have to learn to read a woman's nonverbal communication, okay? Like Coach Corey Wayne says, this is one of my favorite lines that he uses. If a woman's showing you that she wants to be close to you and giving you the subtle signs, and you can't pick up on that and make it happen, like Coach Corey Wayne says, if you hesitate, you will masturbate. If you hesitate, you will masturbate. Excuse me a second. Man, I'll tell you, these allergies. Oh, man, I can't wait for this pollen season to end. Whew, man. So, with that being said, we are at 32 minutes. Let me go ahead and switch over to the browser source. I'm going to read this, do my commentary. Then I'm going to take a break after I read it. Then after the break, I'm going to go through the responses to what this guy wrote. Let's switch on over there. And again, this is from the subreddit Purple Pill Debate. The topic that this person's writing is withholding sex from a date isn't about getting men to act right. It is about vetting out F-boys. We'll just call it F-boys to appease the YouTube algorithm. You can see what it says there. Well, that is true. I will give you that. If a woman is seeking something genuine and everlasting, she doesn't want to be with guys that just want a one-night stand, because some guys will pretend to want a relationship just to get the woman to give in for one time or to hang out a few times and have some casual sex. That's what these F-boys do. They're very manipulative, right? They don't want a commitment, but they also don't want to go out with, and be intimate with women that a lot of guys have been with. So they look at the women that want something real and they try to manipulate them to believe that they're looking for something genuine. So the woman gives in, sleeps with them the first night, second night, right? And next thing you know, the guy ghosts her, right? Right? Or says, you know what? I thought I was ready for something, but I'm looking for something more casual, right? So that's a good point. It isn't about getting men to act right. It's about vetting out the F-boys, right? Because women want intimacy too. And if women don't feel a large rush of sexual attraction from the moment they lay eyes on your picture, or your pictures on online dating, and the moment they see you as well, it's just nothing else is going to matter. So let's read what's said here. It is interesting to see some men here claim that not putting out, left out a word, that not putting out is trying to train men Most women don't want to be responsible for teaching men how to behave. That's a good point. Why should they? We're men. We're supposed to behave masculine with emotional strength, physical strength, right? Women do not want to teach you. They're not your mother, right? You already have a mother. They don't want to be your mother, right? Only 3 women want to do that. The guy's mom, which I just said, a woman with a sugar mommy kink, which I don't want that. Most guys don't. And a I can fix him desperate pick-me girl. Well, at least in my neck of the woods here in the San Francisco Bay Area, I haven't seen any women like that in a long time that have the I can fix him mentality and will give a broken guy a chance because he's very attractive physically and he's a great lover. So that works for the woman, but the rest doesn't work. But because he's hot, she thinks she can fix him, right? Which, you know how that always ends up, right? Not putting out is just a good way to vet out undesirable men. Well, the thing is this, dude. If a woman is really into you, if a woman, excuse me a second. Boy, and I even took my Flonase before this. Maybe that's the thing, because everything's clearing up and coming down my throat now. So, if a woman has a large spark of sexual attraction towards you and you're a good dude and you're easygoing when you're around her, okay, she's not going to stop you from it progressing forward. She's going to want to be intimate with you, if not as much as you, more, right? Because women want intimacy as well, right? So you guys have to understand that a woman that's going to withhold sex, even, after a first or second date, is a woman that is just not feeling a large rush or spark of sexual attraction, right? And in addition, women have been manipulated. Women that want a real relationship have been manipulated into these one-night stands or two-night stands, and they want to make sure that you're not that type of person. So the way around that, in my opinion, is that you got to be upfront with them from the very beginning and say, hey, when you're talking to them on the phone before you meet them, hey, I understand, yeah, you've had some guys that have, probably wanted a one-night stand or something. That's not me. I'm looking for something real, but I also want intimacy in that relationship with that special woman, when the time is right. I'll say when the time is right. And I said, the time, there's no right or wrong time. I want to be with a woman that's open to receive my love like I'm going to be open to receive hers whenever it feels right. The truth of the matter is, if you have a large spark of sexual attraction and you like each other's personalities, you're going to feel that from the moment you lay eyes on each other. So there'd be nothing wrong with it happening that night. Excuse me. There'd be nothing wrong with it happening that night. And most women, if they're feeling that, even though their mind might be saying, I should wait, but I really feel this, right? What they're feeling is going to overpower what they're thinking. Why? Because women are emotional beings. You just have to make them feel safe and comfortable, and they have to have that large rush of sexual attraction. Keep in mind, it's one of the many ways to vet men. So merely waiting out a woman to just pump and dump her isn't going to work if you can't jump through the other hurdles by them. It shouldn't be them. This dude has a lot of spelling and grammar errors. I'm trying to correct them on the fly. Okay, so it is much better to just find men. Dang, this is really coming out. I'm sorry. It is much better to just find men who can control their sexual urges and who proves he actually wants a relationship, not a glorified, I can't even talk, not a glorified fleshlight. That's true, right? Women are very intuitive. All women are very intuitive. Some men are very intuitive like myself, but it's more of a feminine characteristic biologically, right? So yes, all women are going to try to figure out if you're being genuine with them or not about wanting a relationship, right? But you as a man can do your part to make it easy, right? And, I'll tell you, I've actually, been in a situation where, a woman that I dated in the past wanted me that first night. And I told her, because we were in my car, I said, look, I want you to. I think you're beautiful. You're amazing. But let's make it more special. Let's go away this weekend and get a nice room and do some, hiking and do this and that, right? So for me, it's not about wanting to rush into it on the first date. Okay. For me, it's about knowing if the woman is sincerely attracted to me in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And the only way that you can be 100% certain that a woman is really into you completely is after she sleeps with you. Because once a woman sleeps with you, that means she's 100% invested in you, at least at that current moment. And if you keep doing things the same way, and she's a good woman, and she's faithful and loyal, and you continue being the same person she was when she first met you and first slept with you, then it'll keep on working out. It'll keep moving forward. But then you'll encourage the guy to cheat on you if you hold out. Well, here's the thing, dude. Again, if a woman is really into a guy and has a large spark or rush of sexual attraction, and he's a cool dude, and they have great conversations, and they have other common interests they enjoy doing, she'll make it very clear to the guy through nonverbal communication by the second or third date that she wants to be intimate with him. You guys have to understand, women don't want to waste their time either, and they want intimacy as well, and they want to know if the intimacy is good, if they like you and they're attracted to you in every other way, right? So if a woman's making you hold out, it means one thing, guys. It means one thing. It means that the woman is just not interested or has a very low level of attraction, maybe doesn't have any other better options at the moment, but the moment that better option comes and you're still sticking around for a month hoping that she's going to come around and you're going to get some, right? And the relationship will start, it's probably going to be wasting your time. The bottom line is this. If a woman is into you completely by the second or third date, there will be intimacy. If there isn't, it's probably never going to work out. And again, there have been some cases very rarely where it does work out, but it's extremely rare. Because why would a woman make a man hold out for 2 months? And then all of a sudden, okay, it's been 2 months. Okay, you're out of jail now. Detention is over. I'm going to open up my legs for you, right? It doesn't work that way. Attraction's either there from the very beginning and it stays there, or it typically it doesn't happen. You guys have to understand that. That's called chemistry, right? But again, you have to also understand that women will keep a guy around when there aren't any other better options. Especially if he's a guy taking her out to dinner and doing these other things, right? That's why I tell guys, do not take a woman out to dinner or spend a good amount of money on a woman until after the first time you've been intimate with her. Because you want to make sure that she's fully vested in you before, investing in her. Because again, women have a lot of options nowadays. and they can leave just like that. They can be in a happy relationship with you and leave just like that. So when you're getting to know them, why give them more than they're giving you, right? Let me check out the chat here real quick. Harold's random videos. Most of these guys mess it up for all the good men out there. That is true, bro. But if you're a good dude and you're a strong dude and you're direct and decisive, but you're not a jerk, right? And you're able to communicate with the woman and you're able to say, hey, I understand what you've been through. I understand there are a lot of jerks out there that just want to get in your pants, right? Do I think you're sexy? Yes. But I also think you have a great personality. I'm enjoying talking with you. I would also enjoy going hiking with you and taking long walks along the beach. You got to paint the picture for the woman and make her feel comfortable, right? You know, I do enjoy intimacy, and you know what? It'd be great if we had that type of connection. And that's important to me. But that's not the only thing. You have to convey that, yes, you want a romantic, intimate relationship, but you want that to come along with everything else that comes along in the relationship. And you're just not looking for a quick, hit it and quit it. All right, let's finish reading this, and I'm going to take my first break here in a second before I read the responses to this. Men were more likely to cheat because a sexual opportunity presented itself, and women were more likely to cheat because they felt unloved and problems in the relationship. Well, sometimes that can happen. Other times, the man gains weight or becomes complacent and lazy, and they lose attraction for the man physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so, they'll withdraw sex, or less sex will happen, and the sex won't be as good as it was initially. And then she'll line up a replacement and bang some other guy on the side without you knowing. And once that side relationship blossoms to the point of where they both want to commit to each other, then she'll leave you, ghost you, and go with him. And I can understand that. Now, that's part of what happened in my relationship, a couple of relationships ago, with the veterinarian woman I was dating for a while. And I realized it was my fault. I let myself go, and I focused more of my energy on the relationship than myself. I still ran my business and all that, but I let myself go. And I gained like 20 or 25 pounds. That's happened to me a few times, and I'm never going to let it happen again. So that's a reason why, women cheat. I mean, is it right? No, but can I understand why they do it? Sure. Just like for men. Because a sexual opportunity presented itself, and women were more likely to cheat because because a sexual opportunity presented itself. Meaning that if a guy's with another woman in a happy relationship and another woman, approached him wanting to have a one-night stand, many guys would take that. Now, I'm one that wouldn't, because if I'm in a happy relationship like I was with my ex Dana, my last relationship, and there's constant intimacy, and we were very attracted to each other and we enjoyed that together, like, there was no need for either one of us to go elsewhere. We were having our needs met and fulfilled in every way. It was beautiful. There's nothing better than that. If a man is going to go out and cheat on his girlfriend, it's because he's not really feeling it as much for his girlfriend as maybe he was initially, or maybe from the beginning he just wasn't feeling it, and she's somebody that she was the only person that was paying attention to him during that time, and now somebody better came along, right? Excuse me, my throat's killing me today. Give me a second, folks. I'm sorry. Today it's really acting up. Like I said, I took my allergy medication before I went on the air, and it thins and loosens mucus, and now it's draining itself. So it's just happening while I'm live. I do apologize for that. Pardon the unprofessionalism. It's unintentional there, obviously. So claiming if you give men the sex they need, there'd be no cheating is a huge lie. Well, here's the thing. If two people are looking for a relationship in a genuine way, if a man and a woman both want a real relationship and they're both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually attracted to each other, there should be no problems. The problems happen when one side doesn't feel it as much as the other side does. If you both have a large spark of sexual attraction towards each other, you both can carry on a great constant flow of two-way communication. You're emotionally bonded together. You feel emotion when you're with her, even when you're having intimacy as a man. And spiritually, you're on the same page or close to it. You're not going to have an issue. The only times you have issues are when it wasn't meant to be, even from the very beginning, because you didn't properly qualify the person, or you haven't been able to find someone that you really want, so you settle for someone else in the meantime, and you lead them to believe that you want something real to keep them around until you find the right person. That's what happens. That is the truth about what happens. So there are some links this guy shared there. What makes a cheater cheat is that they act on impulse and easily give into temptation. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, it all depends on how strong the bond is in your current relationship. If the bond is so strong, like it was with my ex Dana, 100 hot women could have thrown themselves at me, at my feet, and I'd say no. I love my girlfriend. Right? But if something's missing, that's a different story, right? You'll filter out high-value men and only be left with low-value men. Okay? That's fair. That's a common response I hear. But different women have different definitions for high-value versus low-value men. Most women nowadays perceive a high-value man to be someone at least 6 feet tall, has a six-pack, minimum 6-figure income, and minimum packing 6 inches or greater down below, right? And 10% or less than 10% of the men in this world have all that, right? In my opinion, that doesn't make a man a high-value man. What makes a man a high-value man is a good guy, comes from a good family, makes a decent income where he can support himself, and if he wants to have a family, he can support that, right? Okay? That's a high-value man right there. A man that takes care of himself physically, mentally, is emotionally stable, mentally competent, right? Man that takes care of himself is a high-value man. Low-value men, are guys that, you can have a guy that makes a lot of money and he's still not a high-value man. Because some guys that make a lot of money are playing the field and they're manipulating women just to get laid, right? Does that make you a high-value man? In my opinion, no. That may make you a high monetarily valued man, right? But you have low integrity or no integrity, right? To me, that makes you overall a low-value man. When you say high-value man, when women say high-value man nowadays, they're typically talking about resources, financial resources, and other resources that the women can benefit from. It's not the right way to look at it, in my opinion. What makes him high value if he can't be expected to be loyal and is only interested in pussy? Right! I just said the same thing in different words. I don't have to repeat myself. Exactly. High value is not monetary. Okay? Part of it has to do with making enough money to survive, right? You don't have to be rich, but you can't be poor either, right? You got to take care of yourself, right? You got to be doing well enough, right? But high value means that you have integrity as well, a high level of integrity. I think what women should more so look for is not a high value man, is a man with high integrity. Because what I look for, excuse me, what I look for in a woman is a woman with a high level of integrity. And how do I find that out? Through our communication. I'll test her. I'll ask her questions. I'll see how open she is to answering questions. I'll see how consistent she is with her responses, right? All right. I'll see how much she initiates contact with me compared to how much I initiate contact with her, right? Besides, even guys here say, I don't want to date a woman who has been with every guy in town. No, that's true. Who wants that, right? Well, how do you think that's avoided? By women being very careful about which guys they screw. No one's saying that women shouldn't be careful with the guys they screw, sir, right? Or be intimate with, right? But when the right guy comes around, right, and he's genuinely a good guy and is open and honest with her, and she basically puts up a guard on the wall and tests him more because of how some other guy treated her, that's going to turn me off. I'm not going to sit around and wait a month or two to be intimate with a woman because the last guy that promised her the same things I did, or said the same things I did, screwed her over. It's not fair to me, right? And women need to realize that when a high value man comes around, it's not that often. So they got to put the past in the past and focus on the present guy and react accordingly to how they feel, he's being, not how the last guy treated her, right? Fucking any and every guy who shows interest in us is going to get us those high counts that guys claim disgust them. Is this a woman writing this? Huh. I thought it was a guy writing this. You can't go around and S-shame women. I'm not going to say that word. It's not good for the YouTube algorithm. You can't go around and S-shame women. I agree. Women are liberated. They're also sexually liberated. Guys, you cannot call women the S word anymore. You should have never done it in the first place because you can't be hypocritical. If you're a guy going around sleeping with a bunch of women and that's what you want to do, if there's a woman that wants to do that, that's on her. It just wouldn't be a woman I would ever date or be with because to me, that would be a woman with low integrity. That's just how I look at it. That's just me, right? And then get mad when women become picky about who bangs her, right? So you can't go around S-shaming women, you know what that S word is, and then get mad when women become picky about who F's her, right? Or is intimate with her. Let's be more professional and polite about it, right? I agree. You can't be a hypocrite, right? You got to practice what you preach, right? All right. So I'm going to step away and take a quick break, and then I'm going to read some of these responses and do my commentary on it and share more of my further thoughts. And then I'm also going to share, some of the communication I've been having with this woman, that I've been connecting with. It's been going actually pretty well. And I think there's a really, really good chance with this one. And there are a lot of things I like about her because I can tell she has a very low body count. Like, that is, super attractive to me, right? And she didn't tell me what her body count was, but I can tell it's very low, probably 2 to 3 guys max. Some women, you can believe them because of their demeanor, the way they carry themselves, and their communication style, right? And their voice and all that. So let me go ahead and switch back over to the full screen here. Let me check out the chat real quick. Nothing happening on Facebook. on YouTube. Queen Helen Casey says, not all men are interested in that. Are interested in what, Queen? What were you responding to? I didn't catch it the moment you wrote it. In like one night stands or in relationships? No. Every man and woman is different, Queen. Everybody's different. We're all individuals, right? You know, some men and women want hookups. Some want short-term relationships or friends with benefits. Some people like me want a relationship. The modern world is a free world. We can do whatever we want to do. Both men and women can choose to do whatever they want to do. Why? Because we're all liberated now. Women have been liberated. So, you know, a woman now can come and go as she wishes without the fear of being put out on the street, because back in the days of traditionalism, she was dependent on a man for survival. Now women make their own money. They make their own choices. So both men and women have the choice to do what they want to do with their lives and their bodies, right? I'm here to help guys and gals that are seeking deeply connecting, deeply intimate, real, genuine, long-term, everlasting relationships. That's what I do. I'm not here to help guys get hookups. I'm not here to help guys with friends with benefits. I mean, if that's what they want to do, that's on them. They can figure that out on their own, or go to many other channels on YouTube, or go to other social media outlets and they can figure it out, right? Okay. I'm here to help the many guys and gals out there that still want something real, but are struggling to connect with someone. And I'm here to help them understand why they're struggling and how they can overcome that and get what they want. You know what I mean? I get it, Queen. I get it, Queen. All right. So let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music here. And step away for a quick break, and then we'll get to the comments and then the story about this woman I've been talking with. Okay. Give me just a second here. Let me see here. Just need one more. All right, folks, music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for a quick break. It's going to be a short one, probably just about 5 or 6 minutes, and then we're going to, like I said, get right back to the forum for the responses to the topic. And I'm going to also share a story that's pertinent to the topic regarding a woman I've been talking to recently, and it seems to actually be going pretty well. So with that being said, stick around, we'll be right second. You see this woman right here? I'll share more about this background in a second here. Yeah! Woo! Woo! I feel good. I feel good. Oh, yeah. Energy up! Uh-huh. Man, if I can get rid of these damn allergies, it'd be better, man. I'll tell you that. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. That you can all join me here today for this very, very critical topic. If you are one that is seeking true love, happiness, and romance in the modern world in 2021 and beyond, just in case you're watching this down the road, I'm sure that things are not going to change from the way they've become in the modern world for a very long time, if ever. So we have to learn how to navigate through all this if we still want to have true love and happiness, because times have changed, folks. The topic today is, do women deliberately withhold intimacy, or is this a masculinity test? Do women deliberately withhold intimacy, or is this a masculinity test? I didn't answer that question specifically during the first part of the show. The answer is absolutely yes. Okay. Well, it's yes, it's a masculinity test. They don't withhold intimacy unless you're not a man that they are physically completely attracted to, emotionally connecting with, spiritually bonding with, mentally stimulated by. Those are the four elements, folks, that it takes to make a sustainable, long-term, everlasting relationship. And if you're a man that is seeking true love and happiness, you need to go out and seek a woman that has all of that, along with you having that as well. It's pretty cut and dry. And the way you find that out is by asking a lot of questions when you first start chatting with them. Don't just go on an app, swipe left, swipe right, and meet up with someone if you're seeking a relationship. You have to pre-qualify them. You got to get to the phone, have a phone conversation, send a few texts throughout the day. Don't text all day every day, but if you text in between your work day to keep in touch, that's a great thing. And then set up a phone call. Maybe have one or two phone calls. Okay. Ask questions. You know, what have your experiences been like, you know, in the dating world recently, right? A woman will open up to you and say, hey, I've been getting a lot of guys that just want one thing. Oh, they just want to hook up, right? Well, then tell her, I'm not like that. I do enjoy intimacy when the time is right, but I'm not like that. And I'd love to take the time to get to know you and see where things go. You want to make her feel comfortable. You want to make her feel like you're not trying to take her freedom away and you're not trying to force something. You want her to naturally feel a large rush of sexual attraction to you, an emotional bond to you. You want her to feel mentally stimulated by you and spiritually connected to you, right? So, anyway. Now, this picture that I use for my background today, this is an important factor of the whole thing, guys. That's going to make or break you having any shot with any woman. I've talked about it before. I'm going to talk about it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the chat and I'm going to turn off my video for a second. And I want you to see there's a woman there standing at the top of a mountain all by herself. Her hair is blowing in the wind. She's in great shape. Her posture is looking good, right? She feels like she's on top of the world. She feels free. she feels like nothing can ruin her day. This is the way she always wants to feel. Now let me turn on the chat again and the video. And here's the thing, guys. You have to love women in such a way where the woman that you love feels free. Let me repeat that one more time. You have to love a woman in such a way where the woman you love feels free. If a woman perceives you as trying to take her freedom away, you're done. It's over, right? And if she perceives you to do that, because you're actually doing that, she's also going to perceive you as weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. Maybe a control freak, maybe the jealous type, right? All things that women have dealt with more than likely in the past and want to avoid at all costs. So if you're a man that goes into it knowing that, if you are a man that goes into getting to know a woman that you want to have a potential relationship with, and you know all of that, you're not going to put her in that position where she's going to feel like she wants to run away and doesn't want to give you the chance. If you're just cool and laid back, right, and allow her to feel free. When I talk with these women, I say, look, I'm sure you've dealt with a bunch of controlling type of guys and this and that. You know, that's not me. And I'd say, you want to hear something funny? You want to hear something funny when it comes to disagreements in relationships? That gets their attention. Oh, yeah, how do you handle that? Well, here's the thing. I say, I don't argue women because it's pointless. And then they start laughing, right? You get them to laugh, right? Because they know it's pointless, right? Right? And maybe they might think, well, because we're women, we're going to win anyways, right? Well, that's true. But the point of the matter is, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. There's no point to arguing a woman whether you're right or wrong about something as a man. And I tell them that. I say, you know what? I don't argue women because even if I'm right, I'm not going to win anyway. So, you know, why fight a battle you can't win? And you make them laugh, right? You make them feel comfortable. You let them know that, hey, I'm a real guy. I understand women as best as possible. I'm not one of these, you know, psychopaths or players or weirdos or anything. I'm like, listen, sweetheart, I understand how you were biologically made to be by a higher power. I believe to be God, right? Why am I going to throw more fuel onto the fire, you know, and make the fire bigger, right? Then she goes, so how would you handle it? Well, I would say, look, babe, kind of sounds like you're having a moment. Would you like to talk about it, or do you want some space, right? You would ask me if I wanted some space? Yeah. Would you give me space if I asked for it? Why not? If I asked for space, would you give me space too? Oh, absolutely. But I would wonder why, you know, I would wonder what I did wrong. Well, then you can ask me, right? Oh, you'd be open to me asking you? Yes. You see the communication right there? You're conveying to this woman you're getting to know that you're a great communicator. And you know, you're not about trying to one-up the woman, but you're also not a guy that's going to let her one-up you. You're communicating at an equal level, right? Again, you must love a woman in such a way where the woman you love feels free. If you try to take away a woman's freedom or lock her down, that's why, you know, when you date a woman for a while, the guy is not the one that brings up the commitment. Like, let's say you've been dating for a couple of months and you want to make it official. It's not your job to do that. It's the woman's job to do that. She has to feel that over the course of time. And a woman's emotional bond becomes stronger over the course of time. Her emotions start to feel more for you as she spends more and more time with you, sees more and more consistencies with you, right? And let's say the loving is really good, and you spend time together, you have great conversations, etc., she'll want to lock you down or try to lock you down, right? And then she'll say, hey, how do you feel about me? Where is this headed? Well, babe, I like the way it's going. I'm having a great time with you, and I just enjoy it. I want to keep things going the way things are going. What about you? Well, I, I, I see a future here. Do you see a future here? If she asks you that and you feel that, say, yeah, I do. But hey, I'm in no hurry to push anything. I enjoy the way things are going, and hey, when you feel the time is right, if you feel the time is right at some point to progress this forward, that's cool. Let me know, right? Well, will you let me know? I said, you know what? I think when the time is right, I'll say, I think when the time is right, I'm sure you'll let me know. Well, what if I feel that time is right at this point? Well, babe, I'm all ears. What you got to say, right? See the communication style, right? Most guys don't know how to talk like that. Most guys get closed off when that comes up, right? Or if they really like the woman, they don't know how to handle that situation. But you have to also understand the modern world. It has to be the woman's idea. The relationship has to be the woman's idea. Your job as a man is simple. Like I've said before, hang out, have fun, hook up, show her a good time, be good to her, be respectful to her as long as she's respectful to you. And just keep doing that. Lather, rinse, repeat. Hang out, have fun, hook up, right? At some point, she'll be the one that'll be saying, hey, let's make this official. What do you think? Babe, that sounds like an amazing idea. Let's celebrate. That's a beautiful thought, babe. Babe, I'm glad that you feel that way. I'm happy, and let's just go and celebrate, right? Don't even question it. Just go with it, right? Anyway, let's go back to the browser source and read some of these responses from the r/purple pill debate subreddit regarding the topic. Withholding sex from a date isn't about getting men to act right. It is about vetting out the F-boys. So I read what the person wrote, and now, excuse me a second. Now we're going to go and read the comments. There doesn't even have to be a strategy behind it. Not everyone is comfortable having sex with someone they barely know. It's not about having sex with someone you barely know. It's about being intimate or having sex with someone that you feel a large spark of attraction for, and you want to get closer to that person. You want to have a relationship with them. You're feeling like there's somebody you want to continue to see, right? And because in the modern world things move at such a fast pace, which is what I'm trying to say, if you don't take that leap as a man and a woman quicker nowadays, somebody else will step in, right? So as a guy, if you don't take that chance, you risk another guy getting through emotionally to the woman before you, and you risk another guy that she may be talking with, moving things forward, ahead of you, right? And if she starts to feel it with the other guy, then she's gonna not see you anymore. She'll ghost you, or she'll say, "Hey, it's just not working," right? Okay. It's not like the old days where things were different and women were independent, or women were not independent. I mean, back then. Now women are independent. They have choices, lots of them. And you as guys have lots of choices. So if you want to settle for one person, if you want to commit to one person, have a relationship, you got to act on it. You got to act on it from the very beginning. You got to keep it going. Now, many of you may be saying that, Eli, you're out of your mind. You don't know what you're talking about. No, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. The people that are going to say I'm out of my mind are people that have either been single for a long time or have been in a 20 or 30-year sexless marriage, and they're just staying in it for the kids or for resources or other stuff, right? Folks, I understand the modern world better than most people. I know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you don't believe me, just do things in the opposite way that I speak on and see how much of your time is wasted. Then come back and say, Eli, wow, yeah, you were right, man. I should have gotten to the point quicker, whether you're a man or a woman. I should have gotten to the point quicker. Wow, you really know what you're talking about. Oh, trust me. I've got a bunch of personal experience, which is what I'm trying to say to back it up. Let's see. This person is responding to, there doesn't even have to be a strategy behind it. Not everyone is comfortable having sex with someone they barely know. This is responding to the last comment. This exactly. Even my friends with benefits and I didn't hook up right away. We knew each other as acquaintances for a few months and went out on actual dates and spent time together, getting to know each other and getting comfortable before ever getting physical, let alone having actual sex. So you were friends with this woman, and she wanted to be friends with benefits with you. So you were friends with her, and you got along. Why are you just FWB? That's my question. Why would I trust some random stranger with my body if I wouldn't even trust him with the keys to my car and apartment? That's a good question. Honestly, I feel like men argue otherwise in bad faith, just in the hopes of getting an easier lay, but they must realize how ridiculous it actually is. The bottom line is this. It's all about one thing, attraction. It's a must. It's either there or it isn't. If the man and the woman have a large rush or spark of sexual attraction to each other out of the gate, and they communicate and they get along, and, they emotionally bond, they spiritually bond, then it's just going to happen automatically. It's just going to happen. And it will happen sooner than later. Why? Because everyone knows that's been a part of this modern world. There are many other options for men and women. More so for women, but for men too, right? With the online dating world. You're easily replaceable. So if you really are into somebody, okay, you got to take your chances sooner than you think. You just have to go for it. Let's see. We're only arguing against chicks who simultaneously F guys they don't know while making other guys wait because reasons. Like I said, it's about attraction. This is what these guys don't get. A woman is going to pick the guy that she has the largest spark of sexual attraction to that also fits her mental, emotional, and spiritual needs. An example, let's say the hottest guy she's talking with is a jerk, but the second hottest guy she's talking to, is a good dude. She's going to give the second hottest guy a chance. So it's not necessarily the woman that's going to give the most attractive guy physically that she feels a large spark of attraction to the chance. She's going to give a chance and focus her energy on the guy that has the highest level of sexual attraction, that she has the highest level of sexual attraction towards. That's also a decent guy mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's just the way it works. We're using logic to determine that the reasons are she'll always be more attracted to the guy she F's without knowing, and therefore is not LTR material, but is instead a manipulator. There are men and women that like to play the field and just like to hook up with no commitment. I'm not talking about those people. I think you guys are talking about when you're in a purple pill debate channel, you guys are still open to dating and relationships. If we're talking about relationships, none of what you're saying matters. Well, there's only one thing that matters, attraction. It's either there or it isn't. That's the bottom line. It's either there or it isn't. I'm talking about overall attraction, but the first thing, there has to be a large spark of sexual attraction. And then, like I said, the woman that, let's say the woman is attracted to a very attractive man, she has a high level of sexual attraction to a particular man, and he has a great personality to go along with it. She's going to give him the chance, right? Now, if the highest, if the most attractive man to her is a jerk, she'll give the next attractive man a chance that's not a jerk. That's just the way it works. For guys, it's more about consistency than the waiting aspect. No. This is what you guys don't get. It's about attraction. It's about attraction. physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. This is why you guys are failing. Do those women exist? I do have a lot of female friends who are comfortable having sex shockingly early, but they do that with everyone. No, I don't think they do that with everyone. They do that with guys that they feel a large spark of sexual attraction for, and that they feel are decent guys, and they want to see where it goes. Now, sometimes they'll sleep with these guys because they feel that, and then maybe the sex is bad, so they give the guy another chance to make the sex better, or continue, or to better the connection. And if it doesn't get better, then the woman will say, "Okay, I tried it out. He's a good guy, but he's not pleasing me well enough in the bed," right? So on top of her being sexually attracted to you, and you being a good guy, you got to be able to rock her world in the bedroom too. So once you're in and you get that opportunity to reach the promised land, guys, you gotta make her feel so good and turn her on and do things to her that are going to shake her mountain unlike it's ever been shaken before. So that way, let's say you spend a few days with her, and then you go back to your place. She's going to be texting you and calling you every night. "Babe, I can't wait to see you. I miss you. I miss you, babe." "Why do you miss me, babe? Babe, you make me feel so good." "Really? What do I do that makes you feel so good, babe?" And you already know, right? You just want to tease her, right? You want to fire her up because you're going to see her next weekend, and you want her to be so turned on when you see her, right? That it's as simple as that, guys. As simple as that. All right, let me check out the chat here real quick. Nothing happening over on Facebook. Excuse me. All right. Oh, look who's here. Specialized Cycling Club, 810. How you doing, Coach? I have 6 FWBs right now that are super easygoing and laid back. We do the 3 H's. No commitments. I was surprised how many women are open to this, and also how many single moms never married. Lots of single moms never married. The woman I'm talking to now was never married and has 2 kids, a 20-year-old and a 10-year-old. And she comes from a good family. And she seems to be a well-mannered, good woman. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, a lot of people aren't getting married, and I think it's a lot of men that have realized over the last 10 to 20 years that getting married is not as good of a deal as it used to be. It typically more so favors women in divorce cases and child custody cases. It's just not worth it. And maybe some women are seeing it the same way, right? And the truth of the matter is, when you get married, it's basically an agreement between you and the state here in the U.S., right? Or the province, if you have provinces in your country, right? Now, being married does give you tax benefits. It gives you some good benefits. If you can find a good woman that's going to be with you till the end and not play games, then marriage is a great deal because it is very beneficial from a tax standpoint and other aspects. But besides that, men now see marriage as a shady type of deal. Specialized Cycling Club says, "Hello, Miss Queen." Queen says, "Facebook is dead. Got it dead." Why do you say Facebook is dead, Queen? And, my videos get some traction there, but not a whole lot. But they hit the right audience. They hit the right audience for my sponsor, which is why I simulcast over there. Plus, it doesn't affect me to simulcast over there. I have a fiber line, 1,000 up, 1,000 down. I could simulcast to 20 places with no problem. But yeah, Queen, when it doesn't cost any extra money to spread your message elsewhere, whether it gets a little traction or a lot, it's no harm. And you just never know. Maybe it'll take off one day. All right, let's continue with a few more of these comments before we go off the air. Here we are at 1 hour and 37 minutes. We're going to go another 20, 23 minutes or so. We're going to wrap it up at about 2 hours, and then I'm going to prepare for a walking stream a few hours after this ends. Astonishingly, I think it might be a subconscious thing. I'll try to link the study I saw, but results show that niceness, read agreeableness, is seen as an attractive trait for long-term dating prospects, but not short-term casual ones, or not short-term ones, casual sex, friends with benefits, hookups, etc., in which case attractiveness was the winning factor. I think it's the same for dudes, though. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. Attraction has to be there, right? And if you're looking for a relationship with a woman, yes, you need to be a good dude. When you say niceness, you make me feel like you're saying you need to be a nice guy, right? And you know the nice guys finish last, thing. It's not about you being an overly nice guy to try to get a woman to trust you to be in a relationship with her. It's not the way it works with women nowadays. It's about being a good guy that's direct, decisive, honest, straightforward, allowing her to get to know you, being emotionally available and emotionally aware, right? It's about all of that, right? When you say niceness, hey, that puts a stigma in my head. The nice guys finish last thing. If you're too nice, even with a good woman that wants to get to know you for potential relationship, you will get friend zoned. A woman is looking at you for your strength, your physical strength, your emotional strength, to see how direct, decisive, and honest you are, to see, how assertive you are, right? That's what attracts any woman to a man, right? Even a woman looking for a relationship. And if you're looking for casual sex, FWB, hookups, you don't need to be a jerk, right? Casual sex, FWBs, and hookups, they shouldn't be really any different, in my opinion, than relationships, with the exception of there's no commitment, right? Why would a woman want to sleep with a guy casually that's a jerk, right? Maybe some women like that. If you like that, that's on you, right? But I think regardless of what people are looking for, I think people should just be, open and honest and just good all around people in general. That's my opinion. Let's check out the chat here real quick. Queen says, I wish I could say more, but I will keep my mouth shut. Okay, Queen. That's on you. No big deal. No big deal. Based on my personal experience, the vast majority of women do this. I happen to be on the perceived better side of this in most instances, because you know how to handle yourself, man. But yes, the vast majority of women apply different dating rules to different men based on how they feel about those men as opposed to how those men treat them. That's a key point. Women are emotional beings. They respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. I keep saying this. You guys got to get it. Women respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And the perfect example I always give regarding this is if you've been dating a woman for 10 years and you've done everything right, and on the day after your 10-year anniversary, you make a big mistake and, you affect her emotions to not trust you anymore, you don't get any time for good behavior when it comes to dating a woman. Women's emotions are in the present moment. Women respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment, and they reason with logic afterwards. This is what you guys just don't get. It's important how the woman feels about you, even feels about looking at your picture. A woman will look at your picture and say, wow, he's a sexy guy, but he looks really nice. He has nice eyes. His eyes look believable. He's got a great body. Seems like a good guy that would just turn me on romantically too. That's a key point. That's a key point. It's based on how they feel in the present moment. That's why in relationships, if you drop the ball and they lose respect for you, they're going to start looking elsewhere more than likely. You don't want that to happen. You have to take into consideration how they're feeling, and how their feelings are always in the present moment. So you as a guy have to always be present as well. What is I don't have sex for the first 3 months of exclusive dating for one guy is, I don't get what this guy's writing. What is I don't have sex for the first 3 months of exclusive dating for one guy is, you up, come over, I'm lonely for another guy. First of all, if you're a dude that's dating a woman exclusively for 3 months without any sex or intimacy or anything, she's probably getting it somewhere else. And you're a backup plan. Or maybe you're just a dude that provides in a different way. Go back and watch the first part of this show, listen to everything I said, and never get to 3 months. I would never get past 3 dates if there was no intimacy. 2 to 3 dates, but typically, depending on how it's going, maybe 3. But typically by the second date of a woman, if there's a second date, it happens by the second date. If not, it's just never going to happen. It's time to move on for the both of you. Now, don't get me wrong. Guys give more extravagant dates to women they like more. You shouldn't do that. I used to do that when I was younger. You do that because you want the pussy, right? You want to get the pee, right? But that's not the way to get the pee. The dinner is not going to get you the pee. What's going to get you the pee is who you are. First of all, how good you look and take care of yourself, and how attracted she is to you physically, and then how you carry a conversation, right? And how you're cool, calm, and collected, and you're on your center, and you don't get emotionally butthurt, right? And she's going to test you to see how strong you are. And are you going to take her test? Are you going to respond to her test seriously, or are you going to joke around with her and play with her and have fun with her to get her to feel comfortable? Man. But the average guy does not have the option to pick and choose which chick he likes slightly more at any given time. Why not? You have the... Dude, listen to this. But the average guy does not have the option to pick and choose which chick he likes slightly more at any given time. I'm an average guy. I'm not a GQ-looking guy, but I know I'm not ugly either. I'm an average-looking guy, and I've gone on dates with some very hot chicks. I've also gone on dates with average-looking women. And quite frankly, I prefer to date average-looking women. You know why? Because they're typically women that don't think their shit stinks. Okay? Sorry, they're typically women that do think their shit stinks. Sorry. The women that don't think their shit stinks are typically the hotter women, right? So women that, are more average are going to be more humble, and they're not going to feel like, they're above everyone else because they're just hot, right? So typically I prefer to date women that are more average looking, kind of like myself. But to me, they're hot. To me, honestly, I'm more attracted to women that are average looking than hot, sexy women. Because hot, sexy women, they're wearing a lot of makeup, mascara, eyeliner. I love the raw, natural beauty of a woman. If a woman is reasonably in decent shape, okay, and she's an average looking woman, to me, that's hot and sexy, right? When I was younger, I felt otherwise. I wanted the hottest chick. I didn't know any better, right? As I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate more of the natural beauty of a woman, and that's how you guys should look at it too. But you guys are thirsty beta males, and you just don't know any better, and hopefully you'll learn one day following these forums, watching shows like mine or videos like mine and other people that put out content like this on social media as well. So you do have the option to choose. You thinking you don't have the option to choose is beta behavior. It is a beta perspective. You're beta man, beta man, beta man, beta man, beta man. Queen loves the beta man song. She does. Queen in the chat, top moderator of the YouTube Coach Eli, Elias Melas channel. All right. The average chick does due to, ironically, the male thirst they drive up by selectively effing guys they consider extremely attractive. The average chick has more options because of what you just said, beta mon. It's because of you beta mons. You give women unlimited amount of options by being a beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon, beta mon. Oh man, beta mon. The women who only wait for sex based on how comfortable she is with that person do not usually implement different rules for different dudes. That's true. And most women, if not all of them, are like that. You have to understand, if you make a woman feel comfortable, if she feels like you're being genuine, you want something real with her, and you've shown her through your words, your consistency of communication, and other things you've done for her, right? Little small things, right? She's going to start feeling comfortable. And if she has a high level of sexual attraction for you, she's going to show you by rubbing your arm, or, locking arms around you, or, looking at you with glistening eyes. And when she does that, she's giving you the sign to say, come and F me, big boy. But you got to ease into it, right? The first time you notice a woman giving you the signs, if you can pick up on it, if not, you need to learn how to pick up on it. I can help you with that. You need to mess around with her a bit. Hey, you're looking at me kind of funny. Looks like you're lost in space. Oh, no, I'm just enjoying looking at you. You like looking at me? What if I do? Well, that's great. I like looking at you too. So what are we going to do about this? Mess around with her a little bit, right? Because she wants you to take her. She wants you. Now she's trying to tell you, I'm turned on by you. How much of a man are you going to be? And come and take the chance to kiss me and get the fire going. Because that's what would turn me on. I like an assertive man that goes after what he wants. That's what a real man is, right? Well, I'll pick up and I'll mess with her. I'll say, well, what do you think we should do about it? She might come back and say, well, I'm going to leave that up to you. I'll tell you what, I have a great idea. How about we plan a romantic weekend getaway this weekend? Were you thinking along the same lines? And she'll be like smiling and shit, right? Okay. We'll talk more about that after I drop you off. I'll give you a call tomorrow, and we'll talk about it, right? And then you say tomorrow, and you wait till the next day because you want to raise the anticipation. You want to turn her on more, right? You always want to keep a woman wondering, and you always want to make her wait, even though you would take her right then and there. If you can flip it on her and make her wait for it, she's going to want it a lot more. And she's going to feel more comfortable with you. And she's going to chase you more. And when a woman's chasing you, she's not dumping you. Another great classic line from Coach Corey Wayne. They're upfront and have inflexible boundaries for all men. That's probably true. Yeah, most women, are upfront nowadays, and they have inflexible boundaries, right? You have to find out what their boundaries are, what they're open to by asking questions, right? This is waiting until you're comfortable, not make him wait, because some fake-ass relationship coach on Instagram or TikTok said to you, well, I'm a real relationship coach, and I agree with you. There's no right or wrong time to have sex the first time with someone, whether it's the first time, second time, or whenever. Typically, it doesn't happen by the second or third date. It's never going to happen because of the way the modern world is. But it's about waiting until you're comfortable. And if you feel comfortable sooner than later, go for it. Nothing wrong with it. Me going for it in those situations in the past has brought some great women into my life, some great relationships and wonderful experiences. I don't regret any of them. None. We're at 1 hour and 53 minutes. I'm going to read one more response, and then I'm going to go off the air, folks. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Queen is laughing at my Betamon song, Betamon. You love that Betamon song, right, Queen? Because you know there are so many Betamons in this world today, right? I would also look into this. Not all women get comfortable with all men at the same rate. It's up to you as a man to bring them that level of comfort. Now, there are some women that are not ready for a relationship. Those women are going to put up a guard no matter what any guy says, right? Or how good you are, right? A healthy woman that is looking for something real, that's in a good place emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, etc., is going to look to see if she can bond with you. And the moment she bonds with you, that'll make her feel comfortable and it'll move forward. Not all women get comfortable with all men at the same rate. The ones that don't get comfortable for an extended period of time have other underlying issues. They have other underlying issues they need to work on. And again, no matter what you say or do or how good you are or how real you are, it's not going to matter. That's why you have to ask a lot of questions up front, right? That's why you have to ask a lot of questions up front. And that's that. Some women will meet someone and feel more comfortable with them, so they're more likely to get with them earlier. But they may not feel as comfortable with another guy because they're not into that guy. They're not attracted to him. That's the bottom line. It's a person-by-person basis. It's all about attraction. It's a must and not a choice. Never have responded more positively to a "you up" text before, though. I'm not sure what that means, but that's okay. And one more. X-Fallacy X69 responds below. I agree, but if the getting comfortable stage is excessively longer for some dudes, I'm going to just use common sense and say that they're not compatible. Beautiful! Dude, let me read it one more time, then I'm going to give you a big round of applause. I'm going to put this at the very top right here. This is a beautiful way to end this. I've been saying this all along. I agree. But if the getting comfortable stage is excessively longer for some dudes, I'm just going to use common sense and say that they're not compatible. I'm going to give you a big round of applause, bro. Dude, you get it. I really need to get into this forum and start helping these guys out. And what is the key factor to compatibility for a woman and a man? But if we're just talking about women, same thing. It's attraction. It is a must and not a choice. It's a must and not a choice. A woman that has a large spark of sexual attraction, the moment she sees your pictures online and she communicates with you, is going to be more open with you and excited to get to know you. And then if you meet in person, you're the same person, and she's feeling that same rush of sexual attraction. Let me tell you something. She's going to make it real easy for you. She's going to make it real easy for you because she's going to want to lock you. She's going to want to try to be with you and lock you down. She's going to want you, if not as much, more than you want her. And that's where you want it to be. You want it to be her idea. Because it is her idea. If the relationship and being with you is more her idea than yours, she's not going to dump it. The moment it flips to where it's more your idea than hers, that's when she goes the other way. It's just the way it works nowadays. It's just the way it works. All right, folks, I was going to share that story about this woman I'm talking with, but I think what I'm going to do is go do my walking stream, not share it on that stream, and maybe do a third stream tonight or come back and share it tomorrow. I'm probably going to dedicate a whole show to that because I was thinking about another topic I could integrate it with. And I don't want to, I'm trying to do single topics, not do multiple topics. I mean, it's no problem to talk about whatever on any show, but I'm trying to bring more value to specific topics that people are searching for on YouTube, so that way they get what they want, exactly what they want when they come here. So I'm going to hold off on sharing that story. And it's a good one. And maybe I'll have more of an update for you by the time I do that show. So, folks, we are at 1 hour and 58 minutes. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey and Specialized Cycling Club and Lewis Fuller and anyone else that was watching behind the scenes. I'm going to be doing a walking stream probably at 6:30 or 7 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 or 4 p.m. Pacific. Not quite sure where I'm going to do it from. I may be talking about building the community, or I have another topic in mind I may do. So just keep it locked to the Grip on Life channel. The Grip on Life. I'm not a Grip on Life anymore. I'm the Coach Eli Elias Melas channel. Keep it locked to the Coach Eli Elias Melas channel on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, my mobile streams are only on YouTube. I share the links on Facebook, so look for that, or just come over to my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/C/Life Coach Eli. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications from the YouTube app while you're logged into your Google account, and you'll get notified every time I go live. In many cases, YouTube will also send you a 30-minute warning or upcoming live stream notification of people that you're subscribed to that are going to be going live. So with that being said, have yourselves a great day. I'll see you all next time. Whoa, let me go back to full screen, baby. Here we go. And let's say farewell to this lovely lady back here, right? All right, we'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.